All right, who want to kick it with Ross? Now, even though this video is like 2 days old, this is about Charlotte Flair. So I would like to hear his opinion on Charlotte Flair and how she's moving right now. If y'all want to subscribe to his channel, here's a screenshot right here. We're not going to waste no time, so let's go ahead and get started.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Ross back at again with another video. So I wanted to have this discussion talking about Charlotte Flair, and is there anything that can be done with her to kind of freshen up her character? Can her character be salvaged, or will her character always be someone that gets religiously booed by the fans, or the fans just choose not to care about Charlotte? And the reason why I wanted to propose this question, because one, obviously she has this back and forth going on with Tiffany Stratton and how that all kind of played out. Two, her Royal Rumble win after she recently just came back from injury, and how that all kind of transpired, and the fan backlash from that. And three, someone had posted on Twitter a interesting perspective that I kind of wanted to give some type of commentary to, or some type of response to. So I'm actually going to post the tweet up right now. This is by Chan Man. I actually follow him on Twitter, so shout out to him. This was the post he talked about in regards to Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair is already one of the all-time greats, no doubt, but I think some fans feel her character hasn't evolved much since she hit the main roster. It reminds me of Roman Reigns when he was still the big dog, using Shield music and gear. Once he reinvented himself as the tribal chief, fans truly locked in and saw his greatness in a whole new way. If Charlotte ever brings a fresh layer to her character, or gives us something we really haven't seen before, I think the crowd would really rally behind her. Just my take. And you know what? I think he makes a very interesting point. I think a lot of us can agree that Charlotte is a fantastic wrestler. She's really good in the ring. So I think that's not something that we can debate on. I think she's good in the ring. But the issue with Charlotte is, one, the booking. The booking of her has been so, I guess you can say, one note. Her character and her booking, because of her character, is, I am Ric Flair's daughter, which means I am better than everybody else. Because I'm Ric Flair's daughter, I'm going to get main event spots and title opportunities because I'm Ric Flair's daughter, and that's it. That's literally been her character arc the entire time she's been on the main roster. It worked at first because that was cool to see Ric Flair's daughter doing great things, but it never changed. It was just that. Does she have the presence of a superstar or of a main eventer? For sure. When she comes out with the music and the robes inspired by her dad, and how, the crowd is wooing with her. Obviously, they're wooing because of her relation to her dad, and she does it as well. She got the presence for sure, but the presence only does so much. Hell, when I first seen her, actually knew who she was and was watching her matches, I loved the play on the figure four like her dad, but then she turns it into the figure eight. She bridges over and turns into the figure eight. I like just the addition to that, giving her own type of style to kind of complement her father's legacy. I like that. I like the, when she was doing the moonsaults, I like the, her working in matches with different competitors. It was good. It's just that's all her gimmick is. And when you get to the point where the fans start to get tired of it, the fans start to see what's happening here, and basically you're just trying to stat pad, that's when fans start to be like, okay, what are we doing here? When it becomes a situation where we know Charlotte Flair, or there's a good chance she's going to win because she's Charlotte Flair, or she's getting inserted in the feuds and matches because she's Charlotte Flair, and then that's it for years to come, that becomes an issue, considering that there are other talented wrestlers that deserve to get those moments as well, but they don't really get it because they're not Charlotte Flair, if that makes any sense. Prime example. You guys remember when Ronda and Becky were going at it? They were, going to be the main event for WrestleMania that year. That's how they were building it up. Everyone was excited about it. And then Vince McMahon decided to say, you know what, fuck it. Charlotte needs to be in this because this is a big time match. This is the first time women are going to actually end off the show. Let's put Charlotte in there. Why did Charlotte need to be in there? She didn't. Was she a part of the storyline? Kind of, sort of. If you guys remember, and this is one of the rare times that Charlotte ever really got cheered naturally. Guys, remember, Becky Lynch got injured because of, I believe Nia Jax punched her in the face. So she got injured. And it was basically supposed to be, I think it was around Survivor Series. So they were doing brand warfare stuff. And Becky was, the SmackDown champion at the time. And Ronda was the Raw champion at the time. So they was like, you know what? Becky had to pick her replacement because she couldn't fight in that match. And she ended up picking Charlotte Flair. Now, if you guys remember the end of that match, pretty much Charlotte goes off the rails and start beating the living crap out of Ronda. And guess what? She got a huge pop from the crowd because that's all the people wanted at this time. Ronda was saying some questionable stuff on social media, talking about the business is fake and she's better than everybody else. So the fans started booing her. They didn't really care for her. They lost their interest in seeing her win. So when Charlotte beat the living crap out of her with kendo sticks and all type of weaponry after the match, this is where she got cheered. Mind you, Becky was supposed to be in that spot. That was supposed to be Becky Lynch's spot. It wasn't. So we fast forward to WrestleMania. Yeah, she was involved in that, but that's only because Becky wasn't able to actually compete in that match. That was supposed to be her spot, her angle to build up towards WrestleMania, and then they put her in the match. She didn't need to be there. She didn't need to be there. They put her in the match because it was going to be a history-making moment. And that's one of the reasons why people started to feel a type of way about Charlotte when it comes to her on-screen presence. Like, bro, management always keeps putting you in situations where it doesn't need to be. We've seen it recently with her returning back after a long hiatus of, being injured. She comes back and she's in the Royal Rumble and she wins it. And you're like, oh, well, there we go. You come back and you win it. And I'm like, damn, bro. Like, the thing is, Charlotte doesn't even need another title reign anytime soon. You want to know why? She has 14 title reigns. She debuted on the main roster in 2015. She's been on the main roster for 10 years and has 14 title reigns. That's not even including the NXT or the tag titles. Nothing else. Just the main roster top titles. 14 title reigns. She has more title reigns than she has years on the main roster. Been on the main roster for 10 years, has 14 title reigns. So automatically, it becomes one of those situations where it's like, did she need to win the Royal Rumble? Does she need another title reign so soon after coming back? No, because she already has 14 of them. And that becomes the issue. Now it's more to keep stat padding. We just seen her recently talk about her breaking her father's record. You know WWE is going to do that. You know it. There was no adversity, especially since they wanted her to be a babyface when she came back. How am I supposed to cheer you and root for you when we know you're going to win? When we know, they put you in the Royal Rumble. She's winning that, bro. It's over. It would have been a surprise if she lost, right? She lost. Build that adversity. I think people will get behind her if we don't automatically assume she's going to win another title. Or if we don't automatically assume she's going to win. They haven't really told this adversity side for Charlotte because it comes off like she's always given the top opportunities. And yes, she hasn't been in the title scene a lot because of fucking injury. Mostly. And it's just one of those things where it's like, when you really break it down, Charlotte could be in a situation where, hey, let me come back and let me do something different. Let me try to, let me have that struggle. Let me have that adversity that I've never really faced so much in my career. Let me do that and see what the fans do there. Because you can build off that. Charlotte doesn't come off like a sympathetic individual. Now, granted, you could say, well, she's Ric Flair's daughter, so she shouldn't have that character gimmick. At some point, you got to switch it. At some point, you can't just be the same character for 10 plus years and think people are not going to get tired and stale of it. You have to switch up something to make people care. Because right now, she has go away heat. If you don't believe she got go away heat, you can look at all the recent cities she goes to. Bruh, when she came back and she had that emotional promo, the fans started booing her. They didn't give a damn. They didn't care. No matter how good she is in the ring, we already saw right through it. Well, it looks like she's probably most likely going to win at WrestleMania. Hell, even now with this whole Tiffany thing, I would be and I'm still hoping that Tiffany retains, but I would be very surprised if she actually does retain. Because it's Charlotte. They booked her to win the Royal Rumble. I highly doubt that they book her to lose. I would be very surprised. I would like that, actually. Don't just immediately give her the title just off rip. Because she's won so many more. Do I think she's going to win another title this year? For sure. So they can set up the Jade and Charlotte Flair feud probably at SummerSlam this year. So I do think she's going to get title number 15. They're going to do whatever they can to break that record so she can be touted as the greatest women's champion of all time in WWE history. But I will say this. Will anybody remember all these title reigns? That's where it matters. Will anybody remember the 14 plus title reigns? Which one of you guys remember, oh, this was a classic title reign? At one point, they were hot potato in the titles between Charlotte and Sasha at the time. So, hey, can she be redeemed character-wise? Sure. And I think the best way you could possibly do that is not have her win at WrestleMania. Have her actually have to fight her way to win. That way it elevates Tiffany. Tiffany gets elevated. Because now, guess what? She lost. Tiffany got a big win over Charlotte.
Now, look, my opinion on this, and I will bring some more at the end of the video, but however, yeah, I do believe that there might be a possibility that Tiffany might retain. And the reason why, she has to retain is because she just got the belt from Nia Jax, and already you want her to lose it because of Charlotte. If anybody should have won the Royal Rumble, I can't even remember, is Io Sky. To me, Io Sky should have won the Royal Rumble, if you ask me. And then she should have won it because, to me, Io Sky should have won the Royal Rumble to face, Rhea for the title. In my opinion, Io Sky should have won. I could say Liv Morgan should have won, but the way she was moving at that time, I was just like, no, because she's going to get a tag team push, so it ain't no point. But, yeah, I think Charlotte, after what happened in Chicago, I think it's best if Charlotte just let Tiffany win. Just let her win so that way she can elevate. I do agree with Ross on that. I think, they should just give the belt to Tiffany because if she don't, then the fans going to riot, metaphorically. So, hopefully Tiffany will retain, but everybody thinking Charlotte going to win, but hopefully they'll pull a surprise. Now, I'm not going to be able to watch night one just due to ego, but hopefully she wins so that way I can talk about it the next day. But yeah, man, I really hope that Tiffany retains so that way she can, carry on with the title. Now, I don't know who is going to be her next opponent. I don't know if it's going to be Nia Jax. I don't know if it's going to be Candice. I don't know if it's going to be Jade. I don't know if it's going to be Naomi. I don't know if it's going to be Roxanne. I don't know if it's going to be Liv. I don't know who it's going to be. You know what I mean? I don't even know who it's going to be, but hopefully it'll be somebody that's not Charlotte. So, I don't know. We'll see, but we won't know until Backlash. So, but yeah, hopefully Charlotte would just be humble and just allow Tiffany to be the champion and then, and then we can figure out everything else later, you know? So that's all I gotta say on that. But let's continue with the video.
The same thing with Rhea. Even though Rhea at the time was already just super popular and nobody wanted Charlotte to fucking win, and Charlotte was supposedly the babyface in that feud. Y'all remember that? I think WrestleMania 39. Charlotte was the babyface. No one cared, and that was a great one of, in my opinion, one of Charlotte's best matches was against Rhea Ripley that year in WrestleMania. That at WrestleMania, it was such a good match. Granted, Rhea was already kind of established, but it elevated her to a point where she beat Charlotte. It was great. It was a great match. I was all for it. And hopefully they can do the same thing for Tiffany. But, I mean, to be honest, she has to go through adversity for people to actually give a damn, bro. It has to be a situation where she's not in the title scene for a while. Even though she hasn't been, she needs to kind of work her way back to that status. And they've already just thrusted her there. So, I don't know, man. It's just one of those things. I think she can be redeemed character-wise, but, I mean, they would have to essentially kind of just get rid of this persona of, yes, I'm Ric Flair's daughter. I'm better than everybody else. Actually have her try to go through things. Actually have, or even if you're going to have her go heel, actually have her in situations where she don't win, where it's not automatically assumed she's going to win another title. Because now we know that's the end goal. Have Charlotte break Ric Flair's record and probably John Cena's record if he does win at WrestleMania this year and go from there. So, but hey, comment down below. Let me know. Is there anything that WWE could do to essentially revitalize Charlotte Flair's character in the fans' eyes? Or do y'all think it's too little, too late, and there's not much they can do? But I appreciate all the love, support. Road to 150K. Appreciate y'all kicking with me. See you on the next one. Peace.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, all that's cool if she changed her character, but the type of creative team that we have in WWE right now, do you really think they're going to do something with Charlotte to where they can, you know, add some ideas when they don't even have any idea of what to do with these two? I mean, honestly, just it's a little too late at this point, because unless we get some new creation and new members and new writers and new management, it's just not going to go the way it's going to go. I mean, that's a great idea, but who in the creative mind is going to make that happen? You know what I mean? Now, if this was AEW, that would be different. But right here, nothing, if you ask me. So I really don't know what's going to happen at WrestleMania 41 afterwards. I mean, we know what to expect with the Judgment Day, but with everybody else is like, where they go from here? You know, like, where we go from here? So I don't even know who Tiffany gonna face at Backlash. We really don't know what they're gonna do with Charlotte. If anything, Charlotte probably just gonna go home and say, I quit, because you guys don't know what to do with me. So I'm just gonna go home, and y'all figure it out from there. Wasting my time. And you wonder why Becky ain't coming back, because she probably know that WWE is in decline. So at this point, everybody just need to pack their bags and go home and go to a different company or do other things. So that's the best solution at this point, because, you know, if Charlotte loses at WrestleMania 41, even if she wins, it's no purpose, because if you win, people are not going to let you talk. They're not going to let you celebrate. So the best thing to do is just go home. When you're done with Tiffany Stratton, you might as well just pack your bags and go home and sit in that mansion that you got. That's the only way to do it at this point. You know, because listen, you know, you see what's going on in WWE right now. Even Charlotte sees it. So if I was Charlotte, I would just pack my bags and go. That way I won't get fired, because I'm never going to get fired. I'm Charlotte Flair. Ain't nobody going to fire me. But at the end of the day, you could walk out. You got the option to walk out. Nobody's forcing you to stay, Charlotte. Just go. Because the fans just want you to just go away. So if you refuse to change and nobody in the back is going to be willing to give you any ideas to change your character, then you need to leave. Leave and go somewhere else. You know? Because they only want the new stars. right? They want Tiffany. They want Rhea. They want Io Sky. They want Bianca. They want Liv Morgan. They don't want anybody else. They want Chelsea Green. That's all they want. They don't want you no more. They don't love 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 you no more, no. You know? And you probably in the back like, you don't love me no more? All the shit I done for you, you don't love me no more? Pull the plug. So, again, we just got to move on and adapt to the new. Because at this point, it's out with the old and on with the new. So, and that's just what it is. So, get in the comment box and discuss and let me know what y'all think. What's going to happen to Charlotte Flair after WrestleMania 41? Whether she wins or not, the crowd would not accept her. So your best bet is just to get the fuck out. That's the only way to do it. So, I mean, her own dad can't even pull up because he's with AEW, and we haven't seen him at all in AEW. But don't talk to me. Talk to Tony, okay? Get in the comment box. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share if you're new. And I'll catch y'all in the next video, all right? Pray for Charlotte Flair, man. And pray for Tiffany Stratton as well for both of their careers. All right? I'm out.